The purpose of magazine adverts and digipacks are to sell the artist based off their brand image, as well as presentation of the genre. Indie pop is presented through the codes and convention I am about to discuss across all three of our products. This is so it reaches an already established audience that through repetition of cultural values recognise the genre. Therefore, they know they will already like the text. This paired with relatable and feminine brand image, our target audience is made so that our artists buy into them as a performer. All of this creates a consistent campaign to maximise sale of the digipack using the magazine, advert and music video as synergy. I used a mid-shot of the artist for the main image on both my digipack and magazine advert, as is conventional of our genre of indie pop. This can both be seen within Lana Del Rey Lorde's products. As you can see from this Lana Del Rey image, on both her album cover and magazine advert they are both mid-shots. It allows the audience to see the star, centrally framed and in main focus. We can see their facial expressions, and in both of these cases they are both very serious, which matches their more mature brand image. It allows the audience to see a small amount of their costume choice and a little bit of background just to give context and set the tone of the album. Lorde chooses a plain black background for her more dark and mysterious brand image, which links to her more serious and dark album. This is why I have used it in my digipack, as you can see my artist's more serious facial expression, which shows her as more mature within her brand image, as well as a little bit of the seaside setting, giving her a more ordinary feel. According to Dyer, a star should be both ordinary and extraordinary. These mid-shots creates her as the star, but the setting gives her a more ordinary feel. For our artist costume, we chose to follow genre conventions by choosing a floral print dress that was feminine but not revealing. Our inspiration and influence for this costume came from artists such as Birdie, who is continually seen in floral prints and also wears a jumpsuit here that is very similar to the one that our artist wears in the video. Furthermore, there is no male gaze viewpoint explored through the imagery, as Mulvey's points doesn't apply to our genre, where one of the key selling points is a down-to-earth, relatable brand image. So sexualizing our artist is less of an appeal, as we are meant to sell our artist on her more relatable brand image than that of pop. Close-ups are used too within the digipack. For example, the roses on Lana Del Rey's Born to Die CD and the hands on the CD of Florence's Lung album. I also use a close-up of hands holding petals and holding hands together on the CD. Neither of these support Goffman's theory of dismemberment, using close-ups of body parts to sell artists in a voyeuristic manner. They are conventional of the genre, where attention to detail is key. This shifts the digipack more to a piece of art rather than simply artist images, which further sells to the audience members. The flowers are also conventional, as seen in Zella Day's album cover, Lana Del Rey's CD, and even the back cover of Florence's Lungs album. These give the feminine and more natural constructed brand image to the digipack, which is why I included it within mine. Also, it helps it look visually pleasing, which further sells it as a piece of art. I have also used critical acclaim to sell my digipack. I used a quote from The Creators, a website that critiques small and indie artists, on my digipack. They have previously critiqued artists like Lana Del Rey. These reviews are varied, yet for my digipack I have sold it using a positive review, using language to target the specific audience. I used the words outstanding artistry with spellbinding vocals. This creates the piece as an artwork, saying it has been developed to become a piece recognisable to be outstanding. This sells my artist as talented and appeals to the target audience, who tends to use their music collections as a form of personal identification, so want the highest quality album. This creates the magazine advert as an effective way of selling the digipack to the target audience. Indie pop predominantly uses isolated, yet aesthetically pleasing and beautiful locations. For example, Zella Day's album cover is her within a field surrounded by flowers. It normally fits the nature of the brand image of the artist of being natural and yet beautiful, as well as the nature of the music videos, which tend to explore themes of exploration, isolation, or being in love. All of the ISO'd locations within my digipack and music video set the mood for this. Within both the digipack and magazine advert, I have included the beach location as it is a beautiful setting, as it is natural and we went when it was isolated. I think that the back cover of the digipack is really conventional as it is the beach, and very faintly in the sea you can see a couple rowing under the fog. This perfectly captures the isolated location, but it's also conventional and brings in the theme of love. As the audience appreciate the digipack as an art form, they will appreciate the attention to detail from that shot. This theme is followed across to the music video, with locations like the woods and beach being inspired by the artists, like No Rest for the Wicked by Leaky Lee. It further brings a theme of isolation, especially within our two characters which are isolated at the end. This is inspired by the Leaky Lee video, where you see the couple in a maize field where they are in their own relationship and aren't thinking about the problems they face within the mess of the music video. Yet when the bad time comes and he is beaten up, he is in the woods. Again, that takes a beautiful setting but makes it feel isolated using the mise-en-scène colours, which is what we have done within our video using filters. It helps the video keep visually pleasing when we have done it in our video by using the extreme long shots to showcase the settings, which Carol Vanala says is a common feature in music videos. This helps to highlight the isolation by showing the character. For our genre, either sans serif or serif fonts are used to complement the brand image. So for the more feminine and girly indie artists, e.g. Florence and Machine or Marina and the Diamonds, more swirly and serif fonts are used to suggest the more extreme feminine and carefree brand image. For our artist, she is feminine, however this is already connoted by the mise-en-scène, and we want to showcase her more strong and independent image alongside this, which makes her a role model for the audience to look up to. So we decided to use a sans serif font, more so like Lana Del Rey, who is a strong and more mature artist within the genre. As seen on her digipack, she uses a sans serif typography. These straight lines show the strength and appeal to the target audience, further selling their brand image and therefore promoting the artist better. Colour is critical within indie pop, especially within music videos. It is a typical convention which sells the genre to the already established target audience. Artists like Lana Del Rey use filters to suggest often retro and dreamlike states within their music video, as seen within her Summertime Sadness video here. This is often combined with sun flares, which is typical across the genre, for example in London Grammar's video. These all link to the reminiscing themes most videos tend to have, as well as making it visually appealing, which sells a video to the audience, so they like it as they can recognise the convention of the filters and then buy the digipack. We have used pink and blue filters within our music video to suggest emotions as well as a dreamlike state. The pink connotes the happy relationship the girls have to the beginning. This slowly shifts, however, to a more blue filter as they break up and the girl commits suicide, which suggests all the sadness surrounding this, creating the emotive nature associated with the indie pop further. I then applied this to my digipack and magazine advert to create a consistent campaign to promote the digipack through the magazine advert and video. This is a slight subversion of the convention, as this heavy filters don't tend to be used on magazine adverts or digipacks. There may be overall colour schemes, like in this Lana Del Rey cover, but not so much filters. I, however, think this is good and is a difference, rather than all the repetitive conventions that are normally used. This will make the digipack stand out on the shelf against the rest of the ones from the same genre, making it more effective, as well as a suggestion of the brand image that it does connote of her being feminine. Slow motion is a conventional feature within indie pop. It creates an emotional connection. For example, in this Snow and the Ghosts music video, slow motion is used to show her drowning. This really creates that emotional connection to the audience, providing an almost helplessness. It creates an emotional feel to the narrative and connects the audience to the artist. The slow motion allows us to see the facial expression of the girls within our own music video when they are dancing, for example. This all makes the narrative believable, connecting the audience to the meaning of the song and therefore to the personal experience of the artist, especially because we use the artist as a narrator, which is often used in music videos according to Goodwin. This makes the storyline more believable and creates an emotional connection to the song and artist, so the audience is more likely to go and buy the album. I've used Goodwin's theory of star image to create a star that is ordinary but extraordinary. As previously discussed, I have explained the more ordinary elements and will continue to do so in question 2 more in depth. However, I've used money shots to convey Aurelie as the star within this music video. This is done across the music industry, especially in our parent genre of pop. For example, Rihanna is notorious for her money shots within my research, as seen in this video for the Pour Up, where she is used to create a star. She is the centre of the shot and focus of the attention using the close-ups. Within my lip-syncing sections, I've used close-ups to create her as a star for my artist. She is a focus within these videos. As she is also a character in the video, it's important to separate her from the other character. Using these close-ups, it creates her as a star and makes her an inspiration to her audience so that they look up to her and feel that she is extraordinary.